Howdy and welcome back. I'm Jake Donnelly and I'm here with another Jake Take. Now I know I've mentioned this a couple of times in my other reviews of movies and TV shows, but I am truly a connoisseur of crappy movies. I mean, I'm the guy that likes to watch Super Mario Brothers because, well, quite frankly, the more absurd a movie is, the better a chance that I am really going to enjoy this thing. And let me tell you folks, I have an absolute gem, a present for you. And this present is called The Alpines. You can find it on Amazon Prime, and because everybody has Amazon Prime, that means everybody listening to this right now should go to Amazon Prime and check out The Alpines. It is maybe the best worst film of all time. It is certainly, when it comes to psychological thrillers and horrors, gotta be up there in the top 3 best worst films of all time. And not like in a Evil Dead type of way. This thing is like the dumbest thing I have ever heard because every single scene is dumber than the next. So let me start by telling you this. There are 7 friends in this movie, and they are supposedly stuck at a kind of like a lake house. But they're all at the lake house, and they haven't really talked to one another in literally 2 years. So it's very, very weird that the entire movie is predicated on everybody knowing everybody else's secrets. Secrets that these friends who met in college somehow found out after college, even though many of them don't talk any longer. And what you'll find out, and what makes this movie so ridiculously absurd, is the fact that these 7 friends hate one another. And not like, no, you know, I don't want to hang out with Joe over here. No, they despise the existence of one another, and it's the most incestuous friendship I have ever seen. The guys were frat brothers and things like that, and one guy hooked up with one girl even though this guy knew that the other guy wanted to hook up with this girl, so then he hooked up with another girl that this guy wanted, and it just kind of keeps on going. And it is patently absurd. But then things get really, and I mean really wonderfully ridiculous, because the 7 friends are all at this beach house because they all received a letter, written on parchment, by the way, but they all received a letter, and it turns out every single sender of the letter is different. So nobody knows who actually sent the letters. Now, granted, nobody texted one another the entire time to ask, like, hey, what are you up to? I can't wait to see you, you know, as friends would while we go and hang out. So they find out that they're all there under mysterious circumstances, and it freaks nobody out. I mean, this is the prevailing theme throughout the movie, that these 7 people are in the pantheon of dumbest people in a horror/psychological thriller movie. And remember, there is a ton of competition for that Mount Rushmore, but these 7 friends take the cake. What do I mean? Once they figure out that no one knows who sent the letters, it freaks out absolutely nobody. Nobody. And what's even better is that later in the movie, one of the people says at one point, like, makes it abundantly clear, he says what the audience is thinking, kind of like the chorus in the old Greek plays, right? The guy says this.
I forgot about the letters. How? 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 How?
Yeah, how? How did you forget about this? That is the reason you are all at this lake house, and yet they all forgot about it.
How?
And the guy has to say it because the story is so patently absurd that I guess the director, the producer, the writer, somebody had to say, like, hey guys, we kind of do have to point this out because it is the main point to the movie, and we just never really addressed it. But they do so in the funniest and comically stupid way. What do I mean by this? Well, okay, so there's 7 friends who are all at this beach house or lake house, which also has a barn in it for a reason that nobody can really quite figure out or is mentioned at any point in the film. But somebody goes into this barn. And on the inside wall of this barn, written in blood, is a gigantic message. So a message written in blood to 7 people who do not know why or who invited them to this house. And exactly one person freaks out about it.
How?
And it's the most millennial movie I've ever seen, because one of the main issues, one of the things that drives the plot forward, is the millennial problem of 2 dudes, jacked guys, ripped guys, in a car driving on a road when the weather is beautiful, mind you, because they are supposedly stuck and the roads are closed despite there never really being any bad weather. And apparently no one has ever driven on any of these roads before, although they're all already there, so why are the roads closed? But they get a flat tire and it turns the movie on its edge because the guys, instead of fixing the flat tire and moving forward on the road, get into a fight that is utterly preposterous with one of the most hilariously, and it's unintentional comedy. This entire movie is unintentional comedies, which makes it so goddamn entertaining and funny. But it's one of the worst movie fights of all time, with one of the worst movie fight climaxes of all time. A guy, and you've just got to watch it. You've just got to watch it.
Yeah, maybe we should tell your wife about that. Oh! No! Stop! Oh! Fuck. How? What the hell's wrong with you? Oh my god, fuck. Oh god, I need this hand. What the fuck?
So to end the fight, he decides to stomp on his friend's hand like an absolute psycho. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And it took him 3 times to break his buddy's hand.
How?
That's the most inept stomping of somebody's hand I have seen in my life, and that's the entire point of this movie. Everything they do is utterly inept. And what's worse is every single one of these friends is supposed to represent one of the 7 deadly sins. The problem with that movie is that you are cheering for everybody to die. Every single person in this movie is insufferable. And so there's no actual tension in the movie because you just want everybody to die. And the reveal in the movie, you've got to watch this, because if you watch it from beginning to end, nothing makes sense. But how it all unfolds is absolutely effing hilarious. So I'm just telling you, you've got to trust me on this one. I've told you that Don't Look Up sucks, because the acting in it, the story, it's also heavy-handed and terrible, despite having terrific actors in the film itself. I told you to stay away from Stay Close because nothing happens during that entire show. And then Red Notice is just a thing that makes no sense from beginning to end, but whatever, Ryan Reynolds is funny. Here's the thing. With the Alpines, if you like unintentional comedy, if you like B horror movies that don't just stretch the bounds of imagination and how people act, but say that people have no reason to act how they act, so in our movie, we're not going to have any logic to it whatsoever. And if you watch this thing as a comedy, I trust you, you will have, or please trust me to tell you this, you will have the time of your life watching this film, because every line, every scene is funnier than the next because it's more incomprehensible. And so long as you maintain that you can just be entertained by this film and not expect to be freaked out or have something suspend you and keep you on your toes, so long as you treat this thing like a comedy, which it really doesn't want to be, but so long as you treat the Alpines as a comedy, that is one of the best things you could possibly do. It is one of the best, worst movies of all time in a genre that is known for horrible yet Train wreck films where you can't take your eyes off of it. You've just got to watch the Alpines and trust me on this one. So please, go to Amazon Prime, get liquored up, get greened up, get popcorned up, whatever you have to do to put yourself in the mood to watch this movie. Go on and do it and laugh your ass off at the most inexplicable horror psychological thriller you have ever seen in your entire lives. And just throwing this one out there as a spoiler alert, always watch out for the ginger. Daywalkers! Anyways, this is Jake Donnelly with another Jake Take. Please remember, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. I'm going to be bouncing forth next couple of days, next couple of weeks with a lot of football. So if that's not what you're here for, sorry about that. If you're not here for the movies, sorry about that. But as always, if you don't like my stuff, I really don't care. I don't care that I get tens and tens of people watching this thing. But hey, it's better than zero, right? I'll take it. Anywho, this is Jake Donnelly with yet another Jake Take. I'll see you next time for whatever pisses me off. And it seems like things are doing that kind of frequently right now. But I'm enjoying this and I hope you are too. For now, though, I'm Jake Donnelly. I'll see you next time, folks.